Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Fabi, and in this video, we're going to talk about blushes. This is episode 2 of a series that I'm calling Rediscovering Makeup. And how that came about was that I was stuck in a beauty rut for a few years, and now I am re-inspired. I want to look at all the options out there. I want to try out new formulas. I want to do tons of research to see what's the best of the best and then share it all with you guys. So today I'm excited because we're going to be talking about cream blushes. And cream formulas are tricky. You want a formula that does not lift up your foundation as you're putting it on, right? It can't disturb the makeup that's already there. You also want them to be pigmented enough. Sometimes you want a sheer layer of color, but other times you want the option to really build it up. Back in the day, I remember cream blushes to be just a no-go. They were impossible to work with. They were super tacky or sort of greasy looking. So I just gave up on them for the longest time. But now I'm really excited to share with you guys, what do I have? I have 5 different blushes that work really, really well. So let's get into it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, these are all super affordable. They are available at the drugstore, except for this one for Believe Beauty. Believe Beauty is a brand that is sold exclusively at Dollar General stores. I don't know how this is gonna go. This is not the color I would have picked, but they only had one shade, and I've been hearing so much about this brand and about many of their products that I really wanted to give it a go. So yeah, normally this bright orange is not something that I would go for with my skin tone, but let's see. Might surprise us. Okay, that is. Let's hope it blends. And this brush, oh my God, I love it so much. It is an e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. This is the kind of primer that this brush is intended for. But it makes a really nice little brush to blend out creams because it has very densely packed bristles, and the size is perfect. I mean, compared to like a regular foundation brush, look at the size difference here, right? So highly recommend it. I'm really liking this guy. Now that it's blended out, it doesn't look like the bright orange from the pot. Doesn't look bad actually. And instead of just focusing it here on the apple of the cheeks, I like to kind of take it back and up to kind of lift the area. But yeah, formula-wise, it blends, well, you saw it blends awesome. And I had loose powder all over my face, and this one seemed to go on just fine. Okay, let's check out the next one. The way the products that I'm talking about, they're in no particular order. So before we move into the second product, I noticed that this blush is not sticky or tacky at all. It doesn't quite feel like a powder in your face, because you know how there's some formulas that go from cream to powder, but it's not really coming off. Amazing for this price. The second product that I'm going to share with you guys is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. This comes in a matte finish, and the shade is called Yes She Did. This is a really cool formula because it's like a cream, but as soon as you put it on, it just immediately goes into a powder finish, which is super cool. Beautiful color too. I'm using the Sigma switch to remove the cream that we applied earlier, and I think this works very well to kind of get your brush ready for the next product. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I definitely like this color more than the coral from before. Wait a second, do they look the same now? I mean, these are very, very different colors in the pot, so I'm very surprised. Is it the lighting? They look similar, right? Wait, do they really? So yeah, this is, like I was saying, a true cream to powder formula. It went over the powder, no problem. And I'm sure you can layer on more powder products without any issues. Okay, so now let's wipe this off so we can talk about the third blush. And we'll put on some foundation again. This next one I've heard a lot about. It's a very, very popular product, and that's the e.l.f. Putty Blush. The color is not here in the back, but if you look closely, you'll find it here on the side on the sticker. This is in the shade Bali, and it's a really pretty, like a deeper tone. And I like to apply these with the same e.l.f. brush I was talking about and just kind of like stipple it on, because if you apply it with your fingers, you'll be moving the foundation you have underneath. Yeah, this is definitely pigmented. It's blendable. These formulas are, I'm so impressed because they're not tacky. It feels like a powder. This is not tacky. It's not sticky. I'm really, really impressed. That drugstore makeup is so good. It dries down completely and almost immediately after you apply it. And even though they're drying so fast, I'm not finding it a problem because I can still go in and it is blending, even though it's already dry. It's blending and I'm layering it without a problem. Another really popular cream blush that I keep hearing about is the one from Honest Beauty. Is it Honest Beauty or just Honest? I don't know. From Honest, and this is in the shade Coral Peach. This is what it looks like. This is very nice and pigmented. It does feel more emollient than the previous one from e.l.f. or even the one from ColourPop. It's more similar to the first one from Believe Beauty. With this one, I should have been more light-handed because it is very, very pigmented, but it is blending out nicely. It's not sticky. It's definitely not as powdery a finish as the previous two, but it's not sticky. It's a very, very nice finish. It's not super matte, but it's also not, doesn't have a sheen. It looks very natural on the cheeks. I have normal skin. I do get oily in the T-zone by the end of the day, but I'm curious if you have oily skin and you've tried these formulas, do they just slip around? Let me know in the comments. So we have one more product to go. Let me wipe these off and we'll get back on it. This last one is Cheek Kiss by Milani and the color is Coral Crush. This is not as orange as the one from Believe Beauty. It's more like a pinkish coral. And I think it'll look really nice on. Definitely more emollient. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, the camera's picking up. You see how the texture is definitely more emollient. This one does not dry down to a powder. But let's see how it looks. Where's my stipply brush? Here we go. Very pigmented, just like the one from Honest, probably even more pigmented. Let's see how it blends out. The finish is not matte, but it's not dewy. There might be a little bit of dew. Yeah, there's a little bit of dew, but it's very, very natural. Let's also do the other cheek just to even things out. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are there other go-to blushes that you would recommend? Just to quickly recap, we looked at, actually, let me show you the swatches. So this is Believe Beauty. Very nice. Again, this does not dry to a powder actually at all. This is out of the 5, this is the one that would be easiest to take off or to transfer off. The next one was ColourPop, very popular formula, cream to powder formula, nicely pigmented. It does feel like powder on the skin, and they have a ton of shades. This third one was the e.l.f. Putty. Again, a cream to powder formula, super blendable and buildable. Big fan of this one. Fourth one was Honest. And out of all of them, I think it's the most pigmented. So don't go in with a heavy hand, kind of build it up in light layers. Very pretty. The texture, it's not a powder. It's slightly dewy. It's not sticky. It's not greasy looking. Very beautiful, beautiful blush. And the last one we looked at was this one from Milani. Does seem to blend out into nothingness pretty quickly. I see that it does leave a nice stain of color, but as you can see on my cheeks, it looks great. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time in the 3rd episode of this Reinventing Makeup series. We're going to be talking about bronzers, I think. Yeah, I think about bronzers. See you. Bye.